Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host, our very good friend, is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 8, Episode 15. Chris, a little bit more intricate tonight, so where would you like to start?
Well, Dave, we had a little bit of a disagreement between Ekin-Su and Amber, and that sort of set the tone because I thought Ekin-Su was in the wrong, to be honest, Dave. I didn't think Amber had done much wrong. I mean, the girls came over and got involved, and I thought Gemma come across very well, but you have to watch, don't you, on the edge of sort of ganging up, which I didn't think they were, because Amber did say that in the VT, but I do think Ekin-Su is just not aware, and she certainly does not take criticism well.
Right. So you've seen this from other people in life. I definitely have seen it from someone I spent a long time with who has this weird superficial understanding of who her friends are. So if you meet someone once, and then you start referring to them as my friend. When Ekin-Su was having that argument with Davides, and after she's saying, "Oh, you did that in front of my friends. You met them 4 fucking days ago. They're not your friends." But like underneath the surface, there's that real fucking, if you dare shake my belief, that all these people don't love me, I'm going to go fucking off on one. And she just, what we saw was the back end of that awkward conversation, and it just seemed to go south really quickly. And I couldn't quite believe what was happening, but as soon as Ekin-Su ultimately asked, I can't remember exactly what the questions she asked Amber, but, she basically, don't fucking ask questions that you don't want the answer to. She's asking about the perception of her, and Amber basically said, sometimes you come across, I don't think she said a bit fake, but she said something to that effect. And she just really, really didn't like it, did she? And then, old Jay there sparked it off, though, hadn't he? With the,
yes.
I don't think Amber and Paige like you. And she's like, oh, what? That can't be true. I have given nothing but love to these people, and be grateful for it. So, honestly, Chris, I've appreciated and really enjoyed the drama that Ekin-Su's brought, but Christ, he's not someone I'd want, in my life and to know as a friend or person. I mean, how did you see it?
Yeah, I'm with you on that, to be honest, Dave. And I think Amber even said that it's not us getting at her. And like Gemma said, she said, I like you, but I think you're very calculated. I think she's meta aware of what's going on there. We know this. She's an actress, but I'm still... Mic
drop.
Yeah, exactly.
Gemma absolutely killed it there.
Yeah, I did, to be fair. I thought that was the best moment in the villa for me so far. And she was dead honest. And we called her out for be her age, Dave. But to be honest, she's very mature, to be honest. I think she deals with things in the right way. I know, we've had to dig her out and that, and quite rightly, we had the whole thing hanging over with her dad and that. But I think the last couple of days, when she's had conversations, she's been the voice of reason. And I just think with Ekin-Su, Jay shouldn't have done what he did. I mean, what benefit is he going to get? And then I love the fact that Jay's like, I just want an easy life. And Jack's went, well, you fucking picked the wrong girl there then, hadn't you?
Fucking Jack, the truth sayer again.
Yes.
He's brilliant there, wasn't he? But, I mean, do you think that was an innocent thing that Jay said that set her off in the first place? Or do you think we've accused, or you, Chris, had accused Gemma of saying Jack's name by mistake to get a bit more screen about the intentions of Jay in saying that about Paige and Amber to Ekin-Su. And then he said to the boys after, he doesn't want to be coupled up with someone and, feel isolated from the group. Sounded to me like someone who's got a bit of a game plan there and, knows that there's votes coming. And so you need to remain popular within the group if you're going to survive the votes as well.
Yeah. And I think, truth be told, the end of the episode sort of proved that as well, Dave, because there's a couple of shocks. We'll get into that. But yeah, I didn't like what he did. Very calculated. I think he knows with Ekin-Su, she's like a coil spring, and give her enough thought things, she's off, especially when someone's criticizing her. Or he's saying that they don't like her. Where he's got that from, I don't know. I do think that's partly true. I do think the girls are wary of her and what she did and this whole, Ekin-Su drama and all that stuff. And we were critical of Gemma. Oh, and that was more the producers, I think. Looking at Ekin-Su, she's just a whirlwind. But Ekin-Su does offer great advice. She's really good at like breaking down relationships and telling people straight, but not taking the criticism on her own.
Yeah, she's good at telling other people what they should be doing. She doesn't like it when the light shines back the other way.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I just think it's happened. They've had this blowout. Sam was saying to me, Dave, there's someone she used to work with reminds her very much of Ekin-Su, like just completely not aware of her own actions, and when this criticism, she's batting it. But nobody likes to be criticised, let's be honest. But Sam gets dead frustrated watching. She's like, she reminds me of this person, and it's pissing me off because she used to do the same. So, I think as a whole, great TV though, Dave. Whatever we think's going on, it was a bit better episode, a bit more of a juice to it, I thought, because when it kicked off a bit, I was like, oh, I like this. This is what we need. It wasn't, nobody really got offended. Amber, see, the thing is with Amber, Dave, her day's a number in the villa for me anyway. So I think she wasn't picked tonight, but her and Damn It, it's over. So, where does she go, I think? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I felt it was more like Game of Thrones tonight. There was no explosive drama like what we saw with Ekin-Su and Davide. But, with all these conversations, and there's quite a lot going on there. And, so Dami and Amber seem to be over. And then you've got India and Ikenna as well. They seem to be over as well. And Dami and India, seem to have a bit of chemistry there as well. And, Dami seems to be stumbling across his words a little bit, getting nervous with India. So maybe out of, those relationships breaking up, maybe these two might find a connection there.
Yeah. And it did feel a little bit like it had a nudge, Dammy, because now there is something there between him and India, without a doubt. Him and Amber, there's nothing. I mean, I saw some videos the other day of like him trying to cuddle her, and she's pushing him away and leave me alone, sort of thing. I'm not saying in the context we don't know what's happened. He might have been winding her up, and she's like, get off me, sort of thing, like taking the piss. But I think Ikenna and India had that conversation. It was done. We're finished. That's it. I mean, I don't know whether Dami would do that to Ikenna, but I think they also have a proper conversation. He was told him that they'd sort of split up and they're just friend zoned. I think, to be honest, Ikenna shot himself in the foot, because that's literally I think he's the one who's going to go, if I'm being honest, Dave.
I think he will, but I kind of empathize with him more than anyone, to be honest, because he's quite chill, and he's just not quite feeling it. I don't think he saw there was a massive problem. If India had said nothing, then he wouldn't have brought anything to the table to say, I think this is not moving fast enough. It's 2 weeks, isn't it? And we see some people do have that kind of instant spark. These two didn't, apparently, but I think he was going at his own pace, which just wasn't the breakneck speed of Love Island. So I like him. But if I look at the public votes and everything, will he kind of make it through there? I'm just not sure. I think if I was to have my money on anyone, it would be him to go out. But I think it's a shame, because I think he just wasn't really, like I say, moving at that breakneck speed that you have to in this villa. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's a fair criticism. I think he's a good guy, and his time's just. I think I could be wrong. I think his time's coming to an end, because I think at the end we had what made me laugh, Dave, was when Andrew. So we had Jay, Ikenna, and Andrew picked as the guys, and Tasha's like, "Oh my god!" And then when she got picked, she's like, "Holy shit, I might be going as well." Tasha, Amber, and Ekin-Su with the three girls. So you've got these going into the episode. Cliffhanger again, Dave. Another pissing cliffhanger.
Bastards.
So I think the way it's going, for me, my picks would be, and you have to tell me yours in a sec there, I think it's going to be Ikenna, and I think Amber's done as well.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a shame because I thought that what Amber did tonight was actually quite good and interesting. And even though they seemed to smooth it over, I thought Amber's words when Ekin-Su and her were getting their makeup ready and everything, and it was so awkward for ages. And then it was Amber really who held out the olive branch. And I didn't think Ekin-Su was going to take it, but she did. But then, I thought Amber chose the words really, really well to diffuse anything, and but I was hoping, there'd still be some simmering bad feelings under there. So I'll be disappointed now if Amber goes. But unfortunately, I think she shot herself in the foot because for the last, I'd say at least week, I do think Dammy's borderline giving her the ick. She's just not been happy with him. She's not really, when they've spoken, it's been awkward because they're just on different pages and everything. And it's okay to not like someone. That is okay, and you don't always have to have a reason for it. But I think for the last week, I think given the timing of the public vote, I'm afraid she probably didn't get as many votes as the other two.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Dave, we've had an unbelievable email, which I'm going to read in a minute. We've had another voicemail from our friend Joe, haven't we, Dave? Calling out the radar, my friend, the reality radar of all things. Now, I'm not happy about this. I mean, Hannah on our Discord did say that we mentioned it about 20 times in yesterday's episode. So we've only mentioned it once, Dave, and I'm only going to say it once today, give Hannah a break. She said she was smashing glasses at once when she was telling us. So it literally wanted to smash some glass up because we said it that many times. But if you'd like to play the voicemail, Dave, this is a very good one, actually.
Yep. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Has Chris lost the plot? I mean, I laugh at some of the things you guys say, but Dave, you cannot let him forget what he has said in the latest podcast, which is his reality radar predicts that Ekin-Su will get back with Davide. Oh my God. I mean, the fact that Davide is like, no way, absolutely not. I'll talk to you for the show, but don't come anywhere near me. Not interested. You are a liar. All of that. No chance. Yeah, she'll go with anybody because she's a great actress and she's been brilliant. Don't get me wrong. But there is no way he will take her back. Chris, you are finally lost it, my friend.
So Joe coming in on the fence there.
Oh, David. I'm telling you, Dave, it's going to happen. And if Jay, he may get booted off. We don't know. All I'm saying, my friend,
I mean, it's hard to rule anything out, to be fair, but I think there is a chain of events so unlikely that would lead to that. I just can't see it myself. If, let's say Davide's got the pick and he's got the pick to choose between Ekin-Su and someone brand new who's come into the villa, he'll go for the brand new person. I don't see it myself, but also it's not as outlandish as some of the predictions that you've had in the past. So I think I'm not ruling this one out as much of some of those other ridiculous ones.
Well, actually, Dave, I've got a load of plain flour in. I've got a load of stalk margarine. I'm going to make loads of humble pie for all you doubters out there who've been slating me, my friend. Everyone is going to be eating at the Chris Phelps table, my friend. But anyway, couple of things before I read the email. He's great Fred on the Facebook page, Chris Today's Reality TV Cast. Dave, everyone's talking about crumpets and English muffins, Dave. So much so that I'm in the process of doing a house swap for 2 months with Jess Marie. Dave, she's coming over to England. Me and Sam are going over to Massachusetts, and we're going to see how it goes because she wants to live in England. I'm like, I want to live in America. So, we're in the process of doing that swap at the minute, Dave. I have got to try and convince Samantha, but that's been the Chris Phelps dream from being a child. So, yeah, let's see on that one. But anyway, this email.
I was getting quite hungry watching that. Sorry, I was getting quite hungry watching that thread because it was like, oh, what's Branston? And then I think you mentioned about big thick wedge of cheddar cheese with loads of Branston pickle on it, big crusty bread. I was like, God, I'm getting hungry now.
There's nothing for your waistline, Dave, but yeah, beautiful. Brandon. No. And then someone had commented, and forgive me, I can't remember your name, it was a ploughman. What the hell's a ploughman? It was just great, the terminology. But anyway, Dave, this is an interesting email, so I want your thoughts on this one afterwards. So this is from Sophie. It's entitled 4-3. Hi, lads. Just thought I'd drop you an email. Just started listening again as my partner and I only just started watching this season yesterday. We're way behind, still at episode 5. So I have to stop listening to the podcast until we catch up. But really wanted to call you two out on something that bugged me. Sorry. She's laughing, by the way, Dave. She says, I'm a huge football fan, lifelong United fan. Well, Dave, Sophie's already up there in my estimation. I'm from Aberdeen, but my dad is a Manx, so therefore it was forced upon me at a small age. No complaints there, though, as it was when we were actually good. Oh, yeah, let's not talk about that.
Good at history, then.
We will rise again, don't you worry. I've been living in and around Manchester for 11 years, and I've been to Old Trafford a fair few times. Obviously not recently, as I'd rather not pay through the nose just to cry in front of 75,000 people. Thanks, laugh out loud. I was there at the derby where Rooney scored the overhead kick, as I was, and I've also sat with the Real away fans at the Etihad when they drew to kick City out of the Champions League. Fucking brilliant. Can't argue with that either. Oh, and I also happen to be a woman. During the episode when Liam was talking to Gemma about football and she asked if he'd played to a good level, you both thought this was a strange question to ask. Why? She could be a football fan, interested in sports in general, but also an equestrian athlete. Personally, I think it's a bit of a stretch, to be honest, as in my opinion, it's really the horse who's the athlete, not to the posho sat on top of it, but technically that's where we are. So asking at what level he's played at is a perfectly reasonable question to ask. One of you also mentioned that Liam could have thought that was an odd question too, because he's maybe used to girls not giving a fuck when he talks about playing football. Now, lads, I like you both a lot, but please, can you not with the casual sexism around football? Women genuinely love the sport too. 40% of football fans are women. Also, if I were in the Villa at 35, that's pretty unlikely. And Mickey Owen rocked up on Parents' Day, I'd be the first to run over to him and thank him for the goal against City. So please, enough of the girls aren't interested in your football chat, lads. Comments. Okay, enough of the berating. And she is laughing. On a lighter note, I'm so glad you had the same opinion as me and Gemma, though. I knew you would. It's literally like watching my clone in a wig and bikini every night. Anyway, thanks so much for the podcast. I'm genuinely so happy you're back and can't wait to catch up on the next episode so I can binge listen to you guys middle-aged rants about this new bunch of entitled annoying as fuck kids. Take it easy, Sophie. Cheshire via Aberdeen. So what do you think of that one, Dave? That's a great email, by the way.
Yeah, and it is like Michael Owen in a wig. If you watch his commentary on BT Sports, it's just, and you see Gemma talking, it is basically, you can swap them, they're so pragmatic and straight down the line with whatever they say. I don't know what to say quite about that. I think maybe we've just been clumsy with our words, but for me, it's within the context of Love Island. How many of these different seasons have we watched, Chris? No one's ever asked a question like that. So it's more that is within the context of a dating show. We've never seen a question like that. But, I'm quite positive about women in football. I used to coach a girls' side, Chris, as you know. That was actually my first podcast, my first foray into the podcast world. So, yeah, and I know you were quite positive. You encouraged Jordan. She played up until, what was it, 18 or something? She used to be really good. So, yeah, I just think maybe we've just been clumsy with our words there.
Yeah, and I must admit, I didn't see that one. I think with myself, and you're right, my sister played for United and City, And then this is, I mean, it's one of the things, if you've got to say this sort of thing, you're justifying, you are sort of in the wrong. But I just think it's a choice. So
protest too much.
Protest too much. Jordan played football for United. She played football all the way up. I'm very positive when it comes to ladies in football, because it is such a sexy thing. Jordan had a season ticket with me for 10 years. We've just gotten back this season. I know what it can be like, from a dad's perspective, and watching my sisters and how sexist people are towards ladies watching football and that. And I've seen it within my own family. I mean, Dave, in my family, my sister, Portia, who lives in Canada, she got picked up by United Scout while she was watching us play football, because the lads, these 9 of us, 4 lads, 3 of us were playing in a footy team. She used to come and practice with us before we went playing proper league games and do the warm-up drills, and she'd do kick-ups and everything. And she got picked up. So she's better than all the lads in our family, Dave. She played for United and City at such a good level. So, and she still plays, she calls it soccer now in Canada. So I think you're right. I think it's just a bad choice of words.
Brilliant accent, by the way.
Yeah, like that soccer.
Like a Canadian native there.
Yeah. With a Mancunian twist. So I can only say, Sophie, it wasn't my and Dave's intention for that at all. But it's good that you picked us up on that, because if we have, it's just like Dave said, it's just clumsy, because I am so positive for ladies in football, without a doubt. So anyway, we'll move on, Dave. But the fact that we've got a Manchester United fan who goes to all the games, she knows the stuff, that is absolutely perfect. And you can pull us up anytime, Dave, especially if she wants to slate Liverpool. I'm all for it, my friend.
Well, someone's got to support them, haven't
they? Well, he's more than them, than anyone else in the world. But anyway, let's not get into that. So, big thank you, and great email, Sophie. And thank you for that. And Joe, as always, brilliant stuff. And the threads on Facebook, Kristen Day's Reality TV Cast, excellent. And big thanks to Charlene, as always. She's posting a lot of the links to the episodes if you're trying to catch up, guys, outside the UK. Then there's other people on there. It's absolutely brilliant. And then Derek will be doing his full roundup of social media followers and everything this week. So absolutely brilliant. But if you do want to support us a little bit more, guys, get over to patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. And say, Kristen Day's Reality Cast, Dave, what's going on? No, it's not even that, is it? Sorry, patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. Absolutely nightmare there. Sorry, guys. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, @CD Reality Cast. So, today's roll call of honour:
Zoe, Tom, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Noreen, Amy, Joanna, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Priscilla, Susan, Hayley, Lauren, Lucky Little Green, and Ken Gustafsson.
So big thank you to all our patrons. And also, Dave, thank you again, mate. It's been a great episode. And I cannot wait for tomorrow, because it'll be great if Ekin-Su, well, it might not be great if Ekin-Su and Jay get picked and booted out, but it would sort of be how the opinion of them is going. So let's see what happens tomorrow.
Awesome. Cheers, mate, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.
Bye.